Hello everybody, it's Marina. This is the final FAQin hell for fruit. Today I'm going to be using a brand new format on Twitter, which basically allows me to answer your questions via video. The question you will see at the bottom of the video overlaid. I'm going to answer as many as I can, and I hope you enjoy it. Here goes. It feels very bittersweet ending this era because I've enjoyed it so much and it's been so helpful for me creatively. But in terms of taking a break, no, that doesn't feel weird at all. I've been traveling for a year and a half, and so it's something that I need to do creatively. I am not supporting anyone in particular, but I feel like from what I've seen so far, Hillary Clinton does have her faults. She's not perfect, but she's way better than Donald Trump, who's literally a cross between Peter Griffin from Family Guy and Ronald McDonald. I don't know where I see myself 15 years from now. I think one of the best things about life is that you have no idea what's going to happen. Particularly all of the wonderful things that could happen to you. I like the element of surprise. In terms of family, that's a decision that you make when you come to it. So again, I don't know. I love this question. I think emotional intelligence is more important because it gives you an understanding of why people are the way they are. And it's also something that all of us can improve and develop. I don't plan to at the moment, but I would certainly like to do more talks in the future. I think one element of the Oxford talk that I really loved was the discussion that we had afterwards. That's something that really interests me. So if there's a topic in which I feel like I can share information on, then I would definitely like to do more talks. I wouldn't write a book about my experiences as an artist, but I would be interested in writing a book about other topics. Something that I'm really passionate about is practical philosophy and how we can use philosophy and apply it to modern life. So yes. Spain, I'm so sorry that I didn't come. I know you are incredibly upset. I would love to have come to Spain, Italy, Russia, Australia, but the fact is that planning a tour is never as simple as just wanting to go to a certain country. It's incredibly complex, and that's all I can say. I feel very honoured, and I also don't take it literally, even though fans may want me to. I feel like when they say, "You saved my life," it's more saying that I felt a certain way, and I know that you did too at a certain point in your life. And then, there's a feeling of connectedness there, so I get it. I don't know why, but it's how I'm wired, and even as a songwriter, what's really inspired me is the human condition, why we are the way we are. So it's almost trying to understand something or somebody without judgment, and more trying to figure out what makes them tick. So actually a lot of what I do in my spare time is geared towards that subject. Yes, I do. I have suffered from both for long periods of time, and I think one thing I would say is that I was never diagnosed for anxiety, which I definitely suffered from for close to a decade. I wouldn't recommend going on medication personally, but I would recommend getting help with counselling to see what the root of your problem is. Absolutely not. I am going to relish it. I feel very strongly about the pros of aging. I really hate that we live in a culture where you know, you're 30 years old and if you have a wrinkle on your forehead, which I do have, you know, you have to get Botox. I think it's a really negative message. It's not about being beautiful, it's more about erasing your age. And you never look good after it. I wouldn't say I was unhappy for most of my life, but, you know, I had my moments. And this question actually reminds me of something that I heard on TV a few months ago. There's a guy in the news and he said, I'd always wanted to be happy my whole life, and so I chose to be. And that just seemed so simple, but it's very profound for me that you decide to be happy. It doesn't just happen to you. Yes, definitely. Sometimes it's really hard to find like-minded individuals, and that can make people feel lonely. But I think it's really helpful to remember that the most important relationship you're going to have in your life is the one with yourself. And really, you are your own best friend. And I think realizing that, you know, gave me a lot of strength and a lot of confidence too, actually. This is a very popular question. I really have loved meeting fans, and this time on tour I wanted to create an environment which was not chaotic and, you know, sometimes dangerous. And so, you know, I met 10 fans every night because I just don't have the energy to meet more. That's the truth. But it didn't last because it wasn't an ideal system, but it was something that I wanted to try. And, you know, following on from the last question, I guess what I want to say about this is that it's never a given to meet an artist after a show, and whilst we always recognise, you know, how much fans give and sacrifice, our responsibility is putting on an amazing show, and that's what we owe you through you buying a ticket to see us. So when I saw Justin Bieber's post, I totally understood, and I think well-being is way more important than a piece. So I am launching a Fruit Cyber pop-up store next Tuesday. I know there are plenty of people across the globe that couldn't make a show, or I didn't come to your city, and so for the first time ever I'm putting my full range of merchandise online. It's only going to be available for 7 days, and once the stock runs out, it's out. That's the last chance to buy fruit gear. How to Develop Emotional Health, which is a book from a series by the School of Life, and also How to Stay Sane by Philippa Perry, which is also a School of Life book. The most important thing I learnt this year was actually about stability and staying in one place. The year before Fruit came out, I was in London for a whole year, sleeping in one bed, and I was surprised at how much it affected my mood and stabilised it. And I think going back on tour again, I realised that it's quite hard to stay in a certain frame of mind. Parting words, it's been an absolute dream. I've achieved so many things that I've been trying to for many years. And now I'm going to take a little break to do some different things. I've been on the road for 7 years. I've had an amazing experience. So this isn't goodbye for good, it's just for a short while, but thank you so much